Today, I've got that car on the lift. That is going to change. I've got something coming, but first of all, I want to just have a quick tidy up of this area, possibly just make it a little bit easier to work. I found that where the lift is at the moment, yeah, great, I can get another car down the side of it, but I can't actually work it. So the plan is just give it a quick tidy, get the lift over, and then we can get this new car onto the lift. And, well, I'm hoping I can get it onto the lift. Unfortunately, it's not the Evo that we're looking at. That is all fine. We do need to try and get it on the lift at some point and have a look, just make sure all the underside is good. This is our issue. This is the problem. So, last time I went to a BMW specialist and I spent about £2,000, got it back, exactly the same, no better, no different, complete waste of money. So, can I actually fix this myself and get it back on the road for the summer? That's what we're going to find out. So, new battery arrived for the 645Ci, so let's see whether this brings any life into it. Will it start? That's the question. And then how many warning lights have we got, and can we actually boil down to what is causing our issue? Let's find out. So, new battery is here. Now, on these new batteries, they'll come with a bung on the side, so we've got to make sure that this bung is removed before we actually get this onto the car. So that's our first little job to do. We'll get the bung out first. So we've got a screwdriver that's probably completely the wrong screwdriver to use, but it's done it, so the bung is out. And we'll clean up these connections and then connect it up completely wrong. Now the Evo, so I've had to move the Evo to get this out, and that's an Evo 8 UK car 400 brake, and I think it's done about 40,000 miles, so it's not done any mileage at all. Really loads of service history, fairly standard FQ300, but running 400 brakes, so it's had a little bit of tinkering done to it, not too much. Now let me know in the comments whether that's something that you'd like to see a separate video on that, and I'm dying to do a video on sort of classic cars and what if we're going to buy a classic car, what should we be looking at the minute. So we're going to connect up the positive first. My positive connection is broken, and that's not always been broken, to be fair. That's just happened recently, so I don't know why that's like that. So we've connected up the positive first, and now the neutral on now. I'm going to leave this just in the boot, and now we're going to see whether it actually starts. One of the other jobs we need to do is get it cleaned. First step accomplished. Let's get the diagnostics on it, see whether we can clear the codes and then see what comes back. We need to code that battery to the car, so can we actually do that with the software that I've got or not? Because that would be my first port of call. When it went in and it was looked at a BMW specialist and costing about £2,000, there was multiple parts that were swapped, one being the alternator. He never swapped the battery, reckoned the battery was okay, and then there was a few other bits. But what I've noticed is while it's been sat sort of in storage, just sat there. It's had a leak off the front, so we're going to find out, and we'll try and find out if we can see where that leak's coming from, and is that something that's creating an issue. So first scan of the car. Let me know in the comments how many faults do you think this has got. It's not been on the road for that's longer than I thought. 27th of September 2019 is the last time it was on the road or MOT'd. So that was 7 years. Coming up for 7 years. Get your comments in now, and as we go through I'll try and check them. So I've got 3, 13, 14, 21, 25, 29, 31, 32, 34, 38, 39, 42, 43, 47, 48, 50, 54, 55, 60, 61. That's not bad, is it? 61 faults. So we've got car access system, engine control module, transmission, active steering, dynamic drive, anti-lock braking system, supplement B-pillar, and that's that. So what happens when we clear this? Get rid of all these faults. Clear faults. It's done. Great. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I've got 2 faults left. I've got a sensor, ABS sensor, and oil level switch. Now I know that we've got a low fluid in that, or I'm thinking it might be that though, where we've got some low fluid. ABS, that's a sensor. That's not too bad, is it? So that isn't awful. And then if you notice on the dash, we've got a steering fault. Steering fault, stock vehicle, range 21 miles. So let's just go back. What I was saying about the battery is that the battery that I've got is 100 amp, and when I go into coding programming and we say that we've got a new battery, retrofit, freedom retrofit, got a bit of an issue. Battery change. So when I current battery value 110 amp. Now the battery that I've just fitted is 100 amp, and there's not 100 amp there. So I don't know what to do there. I need to have a little look-see. So there's no 100 amp. So is it that I need a 110 amp battery for this moment? What we can do now though is let's just go back. Let's do another health report and just see if anything else has cropped up while we're here. So that would be nice if we've only got 2 fault codes left, wouldn't it? And then I think what we need to do is try and get it up into the air, see where we've got this oil leak from, see whether we can top the... oh, we've got 3 issues now. Got another one there, so let's clear these off again. So air conditioning, I'm not too worried about air conditioning. That could just be a genuine thing. So yeah, just back to those ARS dynamic drive, ARS oil level switch. So what we can do, so I'm positive that it was this. Oh my gosh, I need some grips for that. Put that. So that is completely empty, so obviously we've got a massive leak on this somewhere. I don't think that's going to be enough. Might be that we need to order that, but it might just, obviously if we're going to put loads in, it's just going to leak everywhere, so that might just get us a bit of a reading on the sensor. Still got quite a lot of warnings on the dashboard, which is, considering that we've just sorted well, I say sorted everything. Ignition fault. Engine can possibly only start with brake pedal pressed. Active steering fault. Oh, that's better, isn't it? That's a bit nicer. Oh! We went from about 60 foot cows to 3. Oh, the roof is up there. Oh, we've been in here before, I think. The little thing's off and there's a lock and an unlock thing. Yeah, look at all the fluid there. We've got a massive, massive leak on the front of this. Huge! We've got a good amount in there, so that seems to be our concentration area. And when I puddle on the floor, it was sort of in this area on the car, so this side as well, and on this side as well. So try and see if we can see anything from above. There's nothing. Looks pretty good from above at the front. So trying to now pinpoint where our issue is, I sort of suspect that it might actually be originating from our active steering unit here. This has probably got the most amount of fluid around it, and it all sort of seems to stem from either side of this. So actually in the middle section where the unit is, we haven't got a load of fluid, but yet either side, as we look backwards, there is. So what I'm going to do is spray everything all up, get everything all as dry as I possibly can. I think we'll remove this under tray here just to try and see from the other direction. I believe that our sensor that we've got the fault with is here, but I just need to double check that that is definitely the correct sensor. All this fluid is coming from. But if we can get it clean first, we've got half a chance. So that's my first port of call for it, is let's get it cleaned all up, get all the surfaces as best as I possibly can, fill the system back up again, and then see what happens from there. And hopefully, if it is these seals on the end of here apparently are a bit of a nightmare. So if it is those, we should be able to figure it out. Next thing then is, I think our motor for the roof is stuck. So can we get that motor going? And after a little bit of investigation, it seems as though it's actually to do with the back window. So what should happen is when you press the convertible hood button to take the roof down, all the windows should go down, the very back window should go down, and then it should release and start doing its removal procedure. But what's currently happening is we've just got a red flashing light on where the buttons are that we take the roof off with. So looking at what has been happening with all the windows working but not the back one, there is a little tool that just goes into the back window motor to be able to turn it. So in theory I should be able to put the tool in there, wind it down, and then do the roof manually, try and find out what is going on. But the actual tool that goes in the back, and it's literally just an Allen key, and there's a little slot for it. We remove a little cover off the back, Allen key goes in, and then we should be able to wind this back window down using the tool, and it's completely jammed. So whatever is stopping the tool working is obviously stopping the window working. A couple of other things that I've tried is sometimes there's little sensors, so if the arms on the roof aren't locked out fully, they can cause the same issue. But I've tried all of those and that seems fine, but it all sort of points that this back window is what our problem is. So I'm now just trying to find a way maybe to remove all of the seats to be able to try and get in to where the motor is. And the problem is, what you'd normally do is remove the roof, open the back up, take out the sections of plastic in the section here, and that would give you access to the motor to be able to find out what is going on. But because I can't get the roof down, I can't get the access panels to be removed to be able to get to the actual motor. So I'm starting to see, well, this is a bit of a nightmare. It's one of those things that you're just on a carousel and you're going round and round and you're just trying to find different ways to fix the fault and not actually getting anywhere. So a bit more investigation. I was hoping I could sort of get in, get the window moving, and that would then point me into a direction, maybe do the roof manually a couple of times. But with this back window being stuck, I'm completely at a loss of what is going on. So more investigation into that. So again, that's not an easy fix like I was hoping that it might be. I've scanned for roof issues, and again, very originally we come up with a roof module, but that has now gone. I've tried to do the roof a few more times and the roof module isn't coming up. I've checked in the diagnostics of all the roof and everything seems to be okay, but it is just pointing to this window that isn't working. So what I might just do is actually now, hopefully, all of the brake cleaner that I'll put on underneath, we can get the car up into the air, have a look, see whether it's looking nice and clean, see if there's any signs of any leaks, fill up some more transmission fluid because I've got some now, and then see whether we can see any signs of any leaking. So I think at the moment we'll put this on hold. I'll do a bit more research into how the easiest way to get the interior part stripped out to try and get to that motor without being able to remove the lid. So back up with the car, and considering I've sprayed all this with brake cleaner, I still look like we've got a bit of weep on the edges of that steering. Both sides just look a little bit wet. So definitely no sign of any weep or leaks on that active steering side now. There's no sort of trace that there's a leak or anything on there. Same on this side then. So what we're going to do now is just fill that fluid up and then have a look. The other place that I don't know. What does it look like? There might be a little bit of a leak on that thread. Difficult to say. So, but yeah, that's our main sort of culprit at the moment, is those two seals either side. So they look really nice and clean now. Let's pop a bit of fluid in, see what happens. Off comes our cap. There's pretty much no fluid in there whatsoever. Spill this everywhere. So I don't want to go crazy. I'm going to put sort of half a bottle in. Still not even registering on. I think we're going to end up getting more fluid anyway, regardless. So we've actually got some in there now. Let's stick in. So yeah, we can definitely see that we've got some there now. So what's interesting is, put the car back up, and then no signs of anything at the moment. So I wonder if we start it up where it is, see what happens. Firstly, we can see whether it falls off the lift. Hopefully it doesn't. Secondly then, while it's actually running, see if any of those warning lights clear or not, and then whether we can see anything underneath, any leaks. That's looking better than it was before. Nothing obvious. We'll see if any of those trouble codes have now actually cleared now that we've got a little bit of fluid in there. So still same warning lights on the dash, but now we've actually only got one for the ARS system. So this, we had two faults before, which one was the actual sensor, and then we did have this faulty receiver ARS transmitter DSC, so D1DD, so we need to find out about that then. So that has stayed, and then the other one that stayed is the ABS DSC sensor again. So are both of these connected? So we've got DSC sensor supply, so again same sort of issue, but that now is all that we've actually got. So apart from the roof, we're moving down the list, so if we can find where the actual leak is coming from on the front, that sorts that sensor out and stops that from leaking and creating an ongoing problem. And then we just need to now look into this ARS dynamic drive and the ABS, both to do with DSC. So a bit more investigation, I believe. A bit of a funny video this one, because it's just trying to sort of figure out what is actually going on, come up with a plan, and then it's taken a bit of time to actually order things. I had to wait for new fluid to come through to be able to top that up, so it's all taken a little bit of time. But hopefully if I can do a little bit of digging now over this next week, and then next week's video try and update and try and see whether we can actually figure out these faults, get them cleared, get the roof working again, really it's just a clean, take it for MOT and see what we're looking at on that side of things. And then we aren't that far away, well, we'd be able to use it, it's back on the road and actually usable and hopefully safe again. So hopefully you've enjoyed this bit of a different video. As I say, let me know about the Evo, what you think about that. If you've got anything like this, have you come these faults before and you've had a similar sort of a problem with one of these pain in the necks, let me know in the comments. Again, that might just help me and speed up the process of me trying to now figure out things, trying different things, and try and get it done a little bit quicker, and then on to the next project, and hopefully that Evo. And then there's something else, as I say, classic car wise, I've got something else that sort of want to look at and probably do a video on. So hopefully over this next couple of weeks they'll be coming up. So make sure you've hit subscribe and drop us a comment, and thanks ever so much for watching. It's all trying to build the channel up at the minute, trying to get things going, so all appreciated. So thanks ever so much, and we'll see you on the next video.